Hello everyone, Lytro Storm here, and today I'll be doing part 7 to What If Bardock Was Sent to the Future. If you've already seen the rest of the series, then you're ready to move forward, but if you haven't, then you need to watch all the previous parts. They will be linked in both the description and comment section. However, if you're a returning viewer and need a little refresher on what happened in part 6, here's your recap now. So basically, Super Buu is a good guy now, Bardock and Raditz unlocked Super Saiyan God against Beerus, Goku, Vegeta, and later Bardock all unlocked Super Saiyan Blue, King Cold revived Frieza, leading to them both getting golden, and Goku and Bardock teamed up to defeat him. And with that leaves us a perfect start for the next saga, so before we begin, if you do enjoy the video, please do consider liking and subscribing to see what happens next time. And as always, be sure to join my Discord and follow me on Twitter. Links in the description. So now that we've finished up the Golden Frieza saga, we will transition into the Universe 6 saga. Our three main Saiyans would just be chilling on Beerus' planet when Champa would show up and start flexing on Beerus. This would lead to Champa coming up with the idea for the tournament for the Super Dragon Balls. Beerus agrees to this as he does in the show, and Champa would then leave to make an arena. Following this, Beerus tells the three Saiyans to get one extra fighter while he goes to get the strongest guy he has ever fought. The group would return to Earth and recruit Raditz, as while he may not be as strong as them, he does still have Super Saiyan God, so that's incredibly powerful. They would then all four train in the time chamber, even if their time would be cut down by half, since there were 4 of them instead of 2. This means that they would only train for a year and a half rather than 3 years, but it would be worth it to catch Raditz up more, and plus, it let Bardock, Goku, and Vegeta all train together at once. For the remainder of the time before Whis arrived to pick them up, Raditz would be working and trying to tap into Super Saiyan Blue. Eventually, when Whis does show up and take everyone to the tournament, Goku would be in the first match, easily winning against Botamo. The next fight would be him and Frost, which is where Goku would be poisoned and eliminated. Raditz is next to go, but Bardock would warn him to watch out, as he isn't sure what was up, but he knows Frost wasn't strong enough to beat Goku naturally. Raditz then charges in, using Super Saiyan 2 to beat him quickly. Piccolo in canon was actually stronger than the weakened Frost, and this was the same Piccolo who lost to Togama in the last saga. And an even stronger Togama got bopped by Super Saiyan Gohan, so Raditz's Super Saiyan 2 would be far stronger than Gohan for obvious reasons, so he can easily beat Frost. The next match would be between Raditz and Vegeta. He wouldn't be able to hold his own like Vegeta did, but using Super Saiyan God, he is easily able to knock Vegeta out without using insults. Cabba then enters the ring, and Raditz would find it a bit amusing that a Saiyan that couldn't even transform was stronger than him base to base. And this is because Raditz is weaker than Vegeta, who stated in his head that Cabba was equal to him. Following this, Raditz would use Super Saiyan God against him, eventually forcing Cabba to transform as well. Raditz would be being pushed back at first, but using Super Saiyan God, he was able to easily body Cabba. He then tells the young Saiyan that he should try and surpass Super Saiyan before one-tapping him out of the ring. Our hero Raditz would then be up against Hit, which would be a very difficult match for him. I mean, by this point, he's way weaker than canon Goku and Vegeta, and his highest form is Super Saiyan God. Hit would advise him to resign now, but Raditz would refuse, and when Hit lands the first blow, he would realize just how much more powerful and fast he is. Seeing this, the Saiyan would be infuriated, yelling about how much weaker than everyone he was. He was killed by Frieza, killed by Cell. He fought Frieza again, but the Super Saiyan Blues showed him up. And now he's being forced to use godly power against kids who can't even transform? This infuriates him to no end, and he refuses to lose this way. Goku would then make a comment about how he was getting so worked up over one attack, but Bardock says that it's a good thing. Raditz then begins screaming into the air, finally transforming into a Super Saiyan Blue. This form would take a massive toll on him as he didn't have the proper training or power to maintain it, so he would charge in at Hit, but the assassin would simply sidestep and hit him in his back. The Saiyan takes tons of damage, pushing forward, trying to land blows, but Hit would dodge all of them. The assassin then decided to end the fight, moving faster than he could react and hitting him in a vital area. This forces him onto the ground, and Raditz is disqualified. Bardock would tell his son that he had done well, before Vegeta would then step into the ring next. Vegeta started out as a Super Saiyan Blue, so he was able to do much better against Hit than Raditz did. He forced his opponent to finally use his ability, which the Galactic King would point out as the time skip. Seeing this, Vegeta would eventually get tapped out by hit, leading to Bardock letting Goku go next. Now this Goku wouldn't have the Kaioken, so he actually ends up losing to hit, but first he would do the same base form warm-up he did originally. This would allow him to still land a couple blows on the assassin, forcing him to improve his time skip. That is then unfortunately followed by Goku being knocked out of bounds, since he just couldn't keep up with hit anymore. Bardock would then step up, not bothering with his base form and hopping into blue immediately. He would give it his all, but with powers similar to Goku and Vegeta's, he would still end up losing. Upon hit landing the finishing blow, Bardock got a vision of Goku with an ominous aura. Raditz flew to him asking if he was alright, and he would say that he was fine. Due to Hit respecting both Goku and Bardock, he refused to become Champa's pawn and gave up against Monaka. After that, Zeno would arrive suggesting they do a tournament with all the universes, and then leaving after Goku agreed with the idea. Moving on, Beerus uses the Super Dragon Balls to restore Champa's Earth, and all the filler stuff would then happen with Monaka, but since Goku doesn't use Blue Kaioken, he wouldn't go through the Ki disorder. Instead, that would be Raditz due to using Blue when it was massively unstable. They would decide that he should eventually train with Whis a bit to catch up and properly use his Blue form. He agrees, and so once he gets better, he would go with Whis to train. Goku would also go to train as well, and to help with Raditz, as Bardock chose to stay on Earth since he wanted to take a break from constantly training. This would lead to the Copy Vegeta mini-saga still happening, with Bardock coming in for the save instead of Goku. One change would be that Bardock would be slightly stronger than Vegeta, so he would kill the copy himself. This also makes Vegeta realize that he needs to train more since Bardock is stronger than him, even if only slightly. We are now in the Goku Black arc, and in the future timeline, a stronger Trunks watched both his mother and Mai die as a result of Goku Black. Trunks being stronger would also make Black stronger since he had been adapting to him. The hero luckily makes it into the main timeline where he would fall unconscious, and Bulma would get everyone to pull up, and Trunks would awaken, attacking Goku. This would fail, and then Trunks would want to spar with him and Bardock, as the two would be forced to team up since they don't have Super Saiyan 3, and in the original, Trunks held back against Goku. Plus, this is a slightly stronger Trunks, so that would just further prove that they need to work together. Both Bardock and Goku teamed up are able to fight on par with Trunks in Super Saiyan 2, and somewhat best him as well. Afterward, Goku Black would pull up due to the ripple in time, and Bardock would recognize him from his vision. Because Black was slightly stronger than Trunks, Goku and Bardock would have to team up again, and would be roughly on par with him. Eventually, Black would be forced back to his time, and he would destroy the time machine right before he leaves. With this, all the stuff between this and them returning to the future would still happen, with Goku going to fight Zamasu as well. Bardock would join Trunks, Goku, and Vegeta, as they needed to go to the future. There they would meet Mai and fare better against Rose Black and Zamasu, but still get beaten in the end. This leads to them returning to the past and Beerus erasing Zamasu, so they go back to the future. Things would go better with the extra man, and Trunks would unlock Super Saiyan Rage. Bardock wouldn't want to leave him behind, but they would basically be forced to since they weren't going to win this fight. Back in the present once more, Goku would learn the Mafaba from Roshi, and Vegeta would train in the time chamber. Bardock would be kind of in the middle, where he spends half the time in the chamber with Vegeta, and half the time making sure Goku learns the technique properly, and just in case, he could try to pick it up a little bit for himself. It wouldn't be perfect, but if Goku fails, then they need to have at least something to help them. This leads to them not forgetting the paper amulet, and so now they would go back to the future once again along with Bulma, so Bardock has to hold on to the leg of the time machine. By the time they arrive, Zamasu and Black already beat up Trunks and are ready to box our main guys. Black fires once at the time machine, but Bardock slaps it away. Zamasu joins Black, and now the two are rapid firing blasts at the time machine. Both Goku and Bardock were blocking these attacks, and Vegeta decided to do the same thing to Black. He fired a ton of blasts at the two Zamasus before charging in. He would then proceed to beat Black up, and Bardock would beat up Zamasu while Goku uses the Mafaba. Goku Black isn't able to use the instant transmission since Bardock is the one with that ability, not Goku. And on top of that, he can't get back to Zamasu fast enough due to Vegeta cutting him off. This leaves enough time for Zamasu to be sealed, with Bardock putting the paper amulet on. Black does eventually arrive, only for Vegeta to use a Gallic gun on him. He is overpowered by this blast, but begins adapting and pushing it back, and so Trunks comes in to help with his own Gallic gun. Bardock and Goku realize that Black wasn't going out so easily, and so the two also join in on the blast, and that's more than enough for Goku Black. He dies, and Bardock, Bulma, Vegeta, and Goku all return home in the time machine. Following that, all the extra stuff would then happen as per normal with slight variations, and that sets us up perfectly for the Tournament of Power recruitment, which we'll be covering in the next part. But if you guys enjoyed this part and want to see the next one soon, be sure to subscribe and like the video. The support really does drive me to make more content, so if you could do that, it would really help. But as always, tell me if you liked this part, tell me what you think will happen next, comment your requests for future videos, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, have a great day.